Hello everybody, welcome to my stream again. So thought I'd do another little hour or so on Hacknet, just to follow up from the session we done yesterday. I hope those of you that did see it enjoyed it. Hope it was okay, it was clear on the voice, it was clear on the video. Hope my descriptions and everything were okay. If you want to watch again, then please do. Be really appreciated, and if you want to put anything, message in the chat or anything like that, then please do as well. It's always great to see who comes by, and would like to say thank you actually in person on voice if you do join along. So we'll just crack straight in with this one and continue with where we left off yesterday. So, we mentioned that the next stream we were going to view the contracts in the CSEC database, so let's crack straight into there, shall we? CSEC here. .198.206.173.17, and we shall log in. And the password, and look at the contract listing. Okay, let's remove the fabricated death row record. So this is a cleanup job to remove some false information a hacker planted in the death row database. For reasons unknown, a false duplicated record has been added to the death row records, likely as some sort of identity theft or griefing plan. We would like this false record removed. Okay, sounds simple enough. We should accept that. Imposters on death row. This contract has been added by an anonymous CSEC member. It may be possible to discern the sponsor's identity through this contract. CSEC requests that, as always, you respect the privacy and anonymity, I cannot say that word at all, of its members by not doing so. Contract. The death row record for one Joseph Fellman, number 119080, is a clear duplication of Alva Curry's 999080 record, which is clearly the original. Delete Joseph Fellman record from the database. Its presence there not only presents a risk to any and all real Joseph Fellman, but it's also an insult to the original statement made by Mr. Curry. Correct this. Okay, so we'll get rid of that bit there. We'll keep the cipher. We'll get rid of the. We'll get rid of the Delatray. Gonna give you a warning. I'm gonna press this button, so it's probably gonna make a noise in 3, 2, 1. There you go. Death row records has now been updated there. Delete the record name Joseph Fellman. I'm actually going to make a note of this 119080 as well, because that might also help us going forwards. In fact, if I type in Joseph Fellman myself, it'll be one line rather than two, and that saves up a bit of the RAM usage there as well. Brilliant. Okay, so we've got the death row records here. So we want to connect to 168.51.178.4. Right, this database exists to preserve and curate details of the executed offenders on death row, including but not limited to their final statement and offence details. We've got all these names here on the left, look. Oops, didn't mean to click that. That'll show up in the logs now, won't it? I'm just going to disconnect quickly and going to jump onto my machine so we can make sure no one's going to try and scan back to ours, because if a hacker's put a detail in there, they might be checking this out to see if anyone else comes in. So we will just cover our back there. Set the trap. I'm going to have to remove everything again, disconnect from that. So we'll jump onto P. Anderson's machine. I can't type p.anderson, can I? 104.97.53.77. Run a shell, go to the logs, remove everything, and disconnect. We'll do one more as well. Where's Jason's power book? We like Jason's power book, don't we? So 27.173.182.132 shell, change to the log directory, remove everything, and disconnect. So we've got a couple of those ready if we need to get through a proxy on the death row records. So let's do a probe. So it's got a firewall, so it doesn't have to, we haven't got anything like that, but we've got to get through all three of these here before we can do anything. Before we crack on, welcome to anybody who's watching, really appreciate you coming here. So we'll start with the FTP server bounce because that's quite a long one, and if anything's going to happen as soon as we do this, there we go. So if we do analyze for the firewall, get through a couple of these. Come on. SQL, so memcorrupt 1433. Analyze again. AHSUNYAG. Okay. Web server worm on port 80. We could close our notes, couldn't we? And that could have let us do it a bit quicker. Never mind. Let's get ready with the port hack. Come on. There we go. Oh, we didn't solve it, did we? Ah, what was it? AHSUNYAG. Ah, that was frustrating. We might have to disconnect from this because we might not be able to do it quick enough now. And we need the notes back up, don't we, to know who we're getting. CD, DR database, records, and we want to delete Joseph Fellman, so it'll be F, Fellman, Joseph, so RM, Fellman, Joseph, definitely German Joseph, delete that record, go to back to the root, go to the log file, remove everything that we've done, and 3, 2, 1, disconnect. Okay, so we deleted the Joseph Fellman. We'll just double check here. So remove Fellman Joseph 119.080, which is what we had here. So we've removed that. Okay, so let's go back to here. So that's fine, we've done that. So let's hit reply. Additional details. Record removed. Contract successful. Fantastic. So we are now ranking 60 out of 100. All good, all good. So let's go find another contract. We will just go from here. Connect to 198.206.173.17 and we'll log in. We will get rid of this one now, we shouldn't need to do that, and we don't need to look at the stream. We'll leave the decipher, we can always come back to it, we've got how to use that, haven't we? Don't think I need the IP address anymore of names. And we could leave that one, I suppose, but we'll close the notes, don't need the notes, do we? Cool. Ooh. Investigate a CSEC member's disappearance. That's a new one, isn't it? Because so one of the other ones have released down here as well, as we can see. these must be something to do with the skill level that you're at, which we just saw at the moment, which is reviewed out of 100. Let's have a look at the CSEC member's disappearance bit. A well-regarded member of CSEC and a personal friend of many people here dropped off the grid over 2 weeks ago and hasn't made contact with anyone. While numerous private investigations are no doubt underway, I'd like to make this an official CSEC posting for anyone that wants to help. We're looking for any information we can get regarding his disappearance, or, ideally, current state. Bit is... When we very first start this game, it states that hi, my name is Bit. If you're reading this, then I'm probably already dead. And he gives us, if I show you, I'll accept this first of all. First contact. So down here you can see first contact. And basically, this is how we start off the game, conversing with a guy called Bit, or a woman called Bit, not sure, and had to try and help him. The last conversation we had is, if you see this, then you've done well, and this might actually be worth something. Is it too much to hope for? It seems like a lot to hope for. I've realised that I just don't have time to write this whole thing. There's way too much to learn, and I don't have time to do any of it. So I'm going to need to ask something more. There's a group that goes by Entropy, which is the previous hacking group that we have become part of. Effectively, it says here, when you're ready, I'll contact you again. So we haven't had any contact from Bit since going through all of this. So yeah, this will be an interesting one. Hey, this will be a less formal email, and I'm going to sign it with my handle. No need for anonymity here. We're looking out for a friend. So Bit went dark a little over 2 weeks ago, which is pretty unusual. I mean, going dark for a bit is fine, but not contacting anyone here, 2 weeks, something's up. I've thrown in a few links to some servers he owns / users, so maybe dig around there. If you find anything, throw it up on the CSEC drop server and I'll check it out. Thanks, Vapor. Bitwise test PC. I think I might already have that. I think that's one of the very first things that he tells you to try and... Yeah, so there's the Bitwise test PC there. He's also got a relay. So I wonder whether or not, since we've been doing all of this, whether or not possibly something has happened. Okay. Let's find out, see what we can do for him. Hopefully it's nothing. If there's nothing that we can't solve and he is okay, fingers crossed. But I'm just gonna warn you, I'm gonna hit this button here for the relay, just to put this on the net map in 3, 2, 1. Okay, so let's have a jump onto the test PC to start with. Like I say, we have been here before. Let's see if anyone else has been in there since we've been looking around and doing other things. Test file. Congratulations, you win. Let's have a look in the bin. Empty. Sys will be empty as well. Let's have a look in the log file. So, just connections from me. Unless somebody else has been in there and done what we do and remove all the logs, of course. Let's try and get onto the Bitwise relay IP. So 48.210.32.228. Let's probe the system. I wonder whether or not we're going to set off some sort of alarm for this, but let's give it a go. So The SQL server is the really lengthy one, so let's... No, nothing there. SSH crack, we might be able to fit that in underneath. No, not quite enough memory. Let's close one of these, that should be enough now. There we go. FTP bounce, port 21. You have to specify, whenever you use any of these things here, you have to specify the port that you're trying to crack it against. Oops, prot hack, port hack. Wait for those to finish. Wait for those to finish. Let's get the port hack going. Right, we're in. I'm going to go straight to the log directory here. Just us. Just us in there. And to remember what our IP address is, it is up here, that home IP 219.75.78.100, which are all of these here. Let's remove the connection. Let's have a look in the home directory. Homebase.txt, let's read that. If you're reading this, you've run into and then broken into one of my relay servers. If you're looking to get in contact with me for some reason, throw up a file on my drop server. I check it occasionally. Okay, so let's add a note. Bit drop server 108.160.165.139. Yeah, that's correct. So we've got that there. Keep that in the notes. I'm going to click through these ones just for speed. Walk through. Grocery simulator. I don't think we need to go through all of these. I don't think they're freedom. Worker bees can leave, even drones can fly away. The queen is their slave. Read too much into that. I don't think there'll be anything in the bin. Oops. Nothing in the bin, and nothing needed in the sys. Let's go to the logs. Just remove everything. Get rid of all that, and we need to upload something into the drop server. Throw up a file. So it doesn't say what type of file, it just says throw up a file. What we'll do is we'll also scan. Can't find anything here. Cool, so we should just disconnect. Okay. File. Let's go back to a home server. What have we got in here? Okay, break on another version of the notes. I want to... How can I want to keep this information. I'll tell you what, let's connect to the bit drop server to start with. So is that now? That's down there in the bottom corner. So we can disconnect from that now. Come back to ours. We haven't got anything in the MISC or anything in there. I wonder if we can upload that to it, because that's what we took from one of his original servers. Yeah, okay, we'll do that one. So let's connect to his server again. I can't see what the last bit was because it's going off the screen. So we'll just go to the upload Dropbox. We won't bother probing at this point. And see if he reads it. So upload home. I've got connect written there, that's why nothing was working. Upload home slash. What was in there? What have we got? Hobbs. So that's uploaded. But it says he sometimes looks. I wonder if we're going to need to actually crack into this and see if we can find anything that's been uploaded. Oh. Okay. Read all hackers. Insufficient privileges. So we do need to crack into this then. Oh, we've got proxy, we've got firewall, and we've got 5 lots of ports to crack. Let's disconnect from that. We need to get some more of these. Let's close that. We've got one. We need to, let's connect to Jason's PowerBook, rather, not MacBook. 132. Shall change the log directory, remove everything, disconnect. As you can see, that's finishing there. So that's 2. I'm going to get a couple of these because I think this will take some time. And once we've started off the overload, we can then just remove those. We don't need them anymore at that point. Shall cd log, remove everything, disconnect. Right. 4 there, 3 there, 4 including mine. I don't want to use mine. Let's do the Viper battle station as well. Cool, so I've got quite a few there. Let's jump back to the drop server. So we will start with, we can't do any of those ports until the proxy's gone. So we've got our thing here ready for an overload if anybody, to trigger rather, if anybody is on our machine. Let's overload that. We can get rid of those now as well. I can get an analyze going. Oh no, they've all stopped. That doesn't work. They've got to stay open. Bah. Okay. Let's try again. There's one. I'm just going to click these for speed because you've just seen everything that I was doing anyway, so I'm not going to use the commands there. Star, disconnect, and we'll do one more. Shall cd log, remove everything, disconnect. Right, so let's try this again, and we have, oh, the proxy's half gone this time, but we will go in for the massive overload. There we go. Analyze, and we'll get the SQL mem corrupt on that going. Whilst we're doing that, analyze, oops, password in progress, That's where to finish, so I'm going to do the FTP bounce on port 21 and the SSH crack on 22 at the same time. Back to the analysing. B-R-E-E-Z-E-R, breezer. So solve, oh these are lowercase this time, breezer, HTTP, I know it's web server worm, isn't it, on 80 and SMTP overflow on 25. Insufficient memory, oh that takes just too much. We can close some of these now, can't we? Is that enough memory? There we go. So this is a nice slow one, thankfully. Sometimes these go absolutely crazy quick. But perhaps because we're looking out for a friend, it's a little bit slower, possibly. Right, so we're now the administrator. Let's have a look at the drop directory. Uploads, read all hackers. This has been the last time I checked this server. Apparently someone's been messing with it. Bad time for me, but oh well, I've been working with Entech on some pretty heavy projects. Things aren't looking so great, as in I don't think they want me around anymore, or saying this sort of thing is not great. I don't know, it feels like maybe I'm just freaking out about it. I'm going to dig around a bit, see if there's any danger here. Sure feels like there is. Right, okay, so let's copy that. Where are you? Would have been uploaded by V, yep. Sanitizer.cs. Okay, ASDF, no, nothing there. Test upload, please ignore. Hobbs terminal guide, that's what I uploaded. Nothing in the bin. That's us. All of us there. So let's remove everything from there to start with. So okay, so let's go back to the logs, remove everything and disconnect. So something's clearly not up, and like he says, he doesn't think anybody wants him around anymore. Oops, 75 and 78. Now we're disconnected from that machine. Let's have a little look a little bit deeper. So this would have been the last time I checked this server, but apparently someone's been messing with it. Bad timing for me, but oh well. I've been working with Entech on some pretty heavy projects and things aren't looking so great. Entech. Okay, well what we'll do is we'll put this, we'll upload this onto the CSEC public drop server. So upload home / read all hackers. Should we have deleted that? Someone's messing with it. Okay, well let's disconnect from this server as well. Let's go back to our mail and reply back with what we've got. So file uploaded. Okay, so that looks like, so the contract's successful, but let's read bits. Disappearance investigation. Nice bit finding that, hoping it wasn't too much trouble. This is a bit of concern. I'm going to look into this a bit more. I'll let you know if I dig anything up. Okay, so we've done it. We haven't found actually if anything's happening, mind you, with bit. Sure sounds like there is. Okay, well let's go for a final, let's go for another contract rather, depending how long it is, might call it a morning I do have football this afternoon, so I need to make sure I'm ready for that. Probably just go hurt myself, because last time I did it I actually had to go to hospital and double check that I hadn't done any serious damage. Here's hoping that doesn't happen again today. Let's have a look at these. Let's track an encrypted file. We think we've located a way to track down where DEC encrypted files were encoded. We have a password locked file, and once opened there should be enough leads for you to go on. Okay. Let's have a look at that. So that's using the decrypts that we used last time, wasn't it? So, through the spyglass. Apparently, DEC encrypted files store the IP they were encoded with some MISC messages in the encoded headers, presumably for debug purposes or something, but to us it looks like a wide open security vulnerability, which is great, because we have something we need decoded and we have no idea what the password for it is. So, first step, find a way to read these headers. We had a bit of a dig around and found out that one of the DEC solution employees might have a way to decode headers without knowing a password of a file. Go take a look around on his end and reply if you find anything useful. We'll have more for you after that. CT team. Joseph Scott's battle station. Okay, so let's have a little connection onto this. Into 8.103.98. Oops, 92, 98. And let's have a little probe. What we didn't do on Bit's drop server was do a scan to see if that went to anywhere else, but 3 ports required. Okay, so hopefully this is just an employee's PC. I don't think they're going to have anything really, so let's have a little look at what we can do. Which are the quicker ones? Let's go for the SMTP overflow on 25, SSH crack, insufficient memory. Just wait for that. We're not getting tracked back this time. As I thought, it's just like an employee's computer, so they're not really too secure on that front. And the FTP bounce. There we go. Wait for them to finish. Line up the port hack. This one does take its time, doesn't it? There we go. Port hack. And we're in. Let's do a quick scan. Doesn't find anything on there. So let's have a little look at what we can see. Let's have a look in home. Let's have a look in work. DEC header analysis as yeah. Let's have a look at that, shall we? This is seriously getting out of hand. First problem is actually being able to break the encryption without the proprietary tool. Now this. Reading the headers is still a big problem. There's the encode source IP in there, which, yeah, is still a huge security concern. Thanks very much. I don't care. How much easier it makes your debugging sessions and client relationships. Sorry, I don't care how easier it makes your debugging session and client relationships. Well, here's some more working proof that we've got problems. I'll let the dust settle on the first bombshell, then throw this into the ring. 2 at once might get me fired. Best hold on to this till things calm down a bit. Oh, deckhead.exe, why do you cause me so many problems? I guess it's more outsourcing in general. Why am I blogging into the text file? Blocking ying. Ugh, playing killers. Cool. So, don't need that, but that deckhead, we will definitely take that. So, decipher the headers. Let's just for speed click through these, see if we have anything. No, we don't. Let's have a look in the bin as well. Nothing in there. And anything in the sys? Nothing of need in there. So let's go to the log files. Let's remove everything and let's disconnect whilst that carries on deleting. So now we've got the deck head. What I guess would be good is learning how to actually. Just had a thought. There was another file in there, wasn't there? Some decrypted ones. Maybe we should go back into there and I cannot remember whose Joseph Scott's battle station. So decipher.deck. So it's going to ask me now which to use, isn't it? So decipher, and then decipher .deck. Try without a password. Yeah, there we go. It's quite cool how they're doing all this. I do like that. There we go. So let's read the deck underscore header. No, that's what we already read. Oh, so it allowed us to do the decipher.exe, so it's not actually telling us how to use it. Perhaps we just need to do the same format. So if we do deck head and then do decipher.deck. Oh, okay, so it's just as simple as reading out the file name. Decipher, do not show source IP. So we need to remove the decipher. Oops. Because that wasn't there, was it? Let's go back up, go to the log, remove everything and disconnect. So reading back on that email, find anything useful. So yeah, we'll just reply with, what was it called? Was it deckhead.exe? Cool. Neat, got something good. Alright, the file we're looking at is up on the Crossroads CSEC encode _1 deck. We renamed it so people wouldn't go messing with it. It's originally named WinC firmware specs.deck when we got it, if that helps. Anyway, the headers of that, find out where it is encoded and go track that password down. Reply to this with the password in the email and we'll take care of the rest. Okay, so we've got the Crossroads server. We've got the email right there with the IP, so I'm just going to go in it that way. 171, oops, .128. Again, just want to say hello if you're watching, either live or as a replay video. Please do drop a comment in the chat window if you're looking through Twitch, or if you have me on social media and you've been watching just to see what I'm doing, then yeah, drop me a message. Just let me know how you find it, whether or not you're enjoying it, whether or not it's boring. Either way, just let me know. It'd be great. Cheers. So we're now at the Crossroads, but we need to go to the home directory, CSEC encode1.deck. So if we use deck head is what it is, isn't it? CSEC _encode1 deck. Let's have a little look, see where it comes from. So WinC firmware specification source IP 168.61.82.245. So we'll keep hold of that nice and quickly because I thought that would disappear. And we'll connect to that. Microsoft Workhorse Server 04. We know what's going to happen on a Microsoft server, don't we, guys? So we're at the bottom there. I might just get some more shell commands running. Just so we've got a couple, because Microsoft servers are probably going to be pretty secure. Alright, so let's connect back up. back now. Connect 168. Again, I could just click it down at the bottom there where I've got the mouse highlighting, but I like to try and do as much as I can in the actual command prompt window, just to get familiar with it, because I think you can actually do things a bit quicker, and it's a bit more sort of hacker-like, isn't it? You're using your keyboard to hack in rather than point, click, point, click, point, click. Let's probe the system and see what we've got. Okay, so I've done all of those extra things there and didn't need it. That's frustrating. Let's get the SQL server. Get ready. There we go. So web server worm on port 80. Let's close these to give us some extra RAM. We're just on the web server worm. FTP bounce 21. So let's see what we can find on here. Let's get the port hack ready. And we've got our trap just in case anybody tries to connect. I'm also going to scan here. Nothing. CD. Let's look in home. In fact, for speed, I will. No. I said I weren't going to do that, so let's not do that. Let's have a look in work logs. What are these logs? So let's just have a look at any one of these. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to capture all of those. While it's doing that, let's have a look in the bin directory. Nothing in there. System, nothing in there. Go into the log file, remove everything, and we shall disconnect. So didn't find an awful lot in there at that point, but we didn't read through these here, so let's have a look at the logs. Let's have a proper look at that first one that I just went into. So arguments file lemons. Okay. Serious business documents.deck. So that's a log, okay. Oops, I went too far there. Home cat 897. So main.cs winc debug non-release.exe job incomplete. Okay. So these are just log files. This is not helping at the moment. Firmware spec. Password. There we go. Password. Beep beep. For the record, we will just read the other ones as well very quickly. 489.log. Yeah, another failure there. And finally. Oh, hello. Output printer drivers. Believe it. Okay, so the password was beep beep. So let's go back into here and reply with additional details. Beep beep. Contract successful. Fantastic. Fantastic. Client, your recent contract reported success and is pleased with your work. You are now free to accept further contracts from the contract database. Your current ranking is 40 out of 100. Good stuff. What's the time? 11:15. I'll do one more. Let's jump into CSEC. Let's log in with Reptile. So, Cougar trial, suspicious server, wipe an academic record, compromise an EOS device, help an aspiring writer, add a death row record, decrypt a secure transmission. I think that one's going to be interesting in the sense that we might get reverse hacked, etc. I'm not going to do that at this time, because, like I say, I want to just do another one sort of about 15 minutes and head off. So let's have a look at the academic record. The CSEC member that wishes to remain anonymous needs a small job done. They are unable to complete this themselves for anonymity and motive proofing reasons. Former employers continue to underpay and generally enforce money saving, but employee welfare compromising practices on all of his employees for some time. The agent would like his academic record wiped clean, removed, as part of a side project to correct his wrongs. Okay, let's give that one a go. Check the emails. Wipe the record clean. Anonymous CSEC member, it may be possible to discern. So it's the standard CSEC. Please don't let us know or speak to this person about this. Respect their privacy. So a former employee needs to have his academics stripped clean, wiped completely of all degrees. Jacob Stevens. So I'm just going to, I think we've already got the internal academic database. There we go, so we have already got that. I'm just going to put a note up here. Clear the record. So, does it mean actually delete everything, or just wipe all the degrees off it? A former employee needs to have his academics stripped clean, wiped completely of all degrees. So, I don't think we have to delete his entry, but we have to strip all the degrees? Let's have a little look then, shall we? Connect 129.67.0.11. So we did this before, didn't we? We got onto the server previously, and I think from memory it does have an alert when we get into this. So let's start with the SQL dump and then do the analyze straight away, because we can't put anything else in under that. Right, I think that's now coming up. So we'll do the FTP bounce on 21 and the web server worm on 80, and we'll go back to the analysing. So we've done those. It's just the SMTP academic. We could have remembered that, couldn't we? So we want the SMTP overflow on 25 and solve academic. Do the port hack, ready, and give us some memory. No, there we go. So Jacob Stevens. Actually, we could do it this. No, we will go into academic data. Go to the entry cache. Ooh, Jacob Stevens. This doesn't go backwards, does it? We don't want Stevens, Jacob. No, this looks fine. CD Jacob Stevens. Valid path. Perhaps we need to use the do it this way. So Jacob Stevens, delete, confirm, no degrees found. Fantastic. Go to the log files, remove everything. I will wait for this one. No, I won't, because I know it deletes. So, nice, quick, simple one. So it's interesting, sometimes you have to use the GUI rather than using the command prompt. Yeah, I guess sometimes it's easier, sometimes it's easier to use the command prompt. But we're happy with that. Let's reply that. And let's reply with done. So that's CSEC admin's flagged for critical contract. Agent, administrators have flagged your account with permissions to accept a critical contract. This is listed as CSEC on the listing page. Beware, the Be aware that accepting this contract may either be time consuming or require confidentiality and separation from other projects for a time, and should be undertaken only with the expectation that other contracts and possible CSEC services may be unavailable for its duration. Okay, so that's like the other one that we had in our assets. Sorry, not the assets, the actual assignments. Where it's going to be a long one. And what I'm going to do is, as mentioned before, I was looking to get off sort of around about this time. I'm going to, actually let's not add a note to start with, let's find out, it's just listed as CSEC, so let's go into there, let's log in. Okay, let's have a little. Administrators have flagged your account with permission to accept a critical contract. This is listed as CSEC on the listing page. So it's just simply CSEC. So there's nothing here, it's just a CSEC, does it? Unless we want to go to Contract Hub. Let's have a look at contracts, listings, insufficient privileges. That's interesting though, isn't it? Why nothing in there, is there? User account added. A little bit stuck, but this is where we will crack on with this next session. Yeah, so we'll leave that. We can't log into that database because we don't have those credentials. So we will leave it there as mentioned, and let's just disconnect from the server. We'll just put again in here, so next stream, CSEC contracts. I hope that you've enjoyed this one. I'm just going to say thank you again for everyone who has been watching, anyone that watches this whilst it's offline as well as a replay, again most greatly appreciated. If you are able to leave a message in the chat window, please do. If you want to message me through my social media that you know of, then again that'd be great. If you want to just let me know how I've got on, and yeah, I will be on a side note, we'll be doing a D&D game on Tuesday night. I am part of a group which we meet up sort of on a weekly basis, and we use an application called Roll20. So it's all online, and what I'm going to be doing is I'm going to be streaming that. I've got permission from everybody there. They're all happy to see what it looks like. You will be able to see my screen. Obviously, I'm not the DM for that, so you'll see it from a player perspective. We are quite new to D&D, so anybody who comes along and watches who's played D&D for ages, you'll probably laugh at us and think how newbie we are, I guess, but we are just that. We've only been playing for a few months, and as I say, we only play on a weekly basis for a couple of hours a time. So, but do come along and have a look at that. I think if you've not played D&D before, you might sort of give you a sort of an understanding on what we're doing. I'll try and talk through things the best I can as well, but obviously I'll be very interactive as well. But yeah, thank you again for coming to the stream. I really do appreciate it as always, and yeah, I hope to see you next time. Brilliant stuff. Take care, guys. Bye.